In this session, we're going to look at how we help staff sign off on policies, and this is one of the really popular features of Smart Dentist. So let's run through it. This is what you see when you log into Smart Dentist. Let's go to the All Policies area, and we have a list here of all our policies. Now, if you're an administrator of Smart Dentist, you can arrange sign-off requests for staff members and manage staff members' sign-offs. And you can tell whether you're an administrator by looking on this top right-hand corner, and it will say administrator login or non-administrator login. So I've logged in here as the administrator. And you can see with this list of links here, we have the ability to manage sign-off per policy or per staff member. So the sign-off per staff member would be utilised when you had a new staff member on board, and you can set up things just for that individual. But we're going to look now at the sign-off per policy. So signing off policies as read and understood helps document staff access and knowledge of policies. It also facilitates discussion and staff engagement with work practices. So lots of practices who have undertaken accreditation like to get their staff members to sign off policies so they can actually show that they're doing what they say they do in the governance policy. So administrators can request staff sign off, and they can email requests, and they can manage sign off per staff member. So let's have a look at how that works. If we scroll down here, we can see a list of all the policies that we have and the requests and the sign-off. So let's say we had we made changes to our scrub room start of day policy. We've got requests there. Let's go into here. So from here we can link back and have a look at what the policy says. But if we're running something for the whole practice, there's a little cheat sheet down the side that talks you through managing groups sign-off. And quickly, let's look at it. The first thing we might do is remove any previous requests. So we're now in 2016, not 2014, and we've got some leftover requests that were never managed. Perhaps they were from a previous accreditation thing. So the first thing we're going to do is remove these previous requests. So we start off with a clean sheet, and if there were previous sign-offs and you change the policies, you can remove the previous sign-offs. We're going to request certain people, who will we put down? Certain people need to read this policy, not everyone, because our receptionists have nothing to do with the start of day in the scrub room. So let's put down 4 people there that we've requested that they sign off. You can see that's now dated today's date, and we can email to those staff and let them know what we've planned. And when we do that, you can see that the name of the communication is regarding that policy. It's dated. The 4 staff members who we want to sign off the policy have a request, and there's a little generic request information in there that you're free to change. And in the body of the email, the actual policy will be automatically embedded for you. And I won't do it because this is not a real site, but we press this and that will email that policy off to those staff members. So let's go back and look at that. So we've removed the request, we've removed sign-offs, we've emailed to staff member, and we can print the policy. Go over to the policy, and that can be printed and put on the wall. And we've got 2 choices here. We can print the full policy or a reduced version without the summary at the top and without any sign-off information. The whole lot. Either of those will print. You can use this little print button and you can see what you're going to print off there. I'm using a Mac and Safari. So staff members then, when they log into Smart Dentist, let's get rid of this. This is what they would see if they logged in on their this is an iPhone 6 simulator, and if they logged in, let's go back to their home page. I should have started. This is what they see when they first log in, their own dashboard, and it says there's some policies that we want you to sign off. And if they click there, they get onto the policy page, and you can see a little required button. And that's indicating to them that those are the particular policies that we'd really like them to sign off. And the way they do it is just click on that policy. They can scroll through and read it. And yes, I have just rewritten that policy recently. And they need to put in their login details. Press submit. And they will have been shown to sign off that policy. So if we go back to policies, all policies, you can see that policy is now dated. It's a really easy way of managing staff sign off. And when we look at the per staff area, we can see what's been requested and what's been signed off. And you can see down here, Grant Smith, who we dealt with there, has now signed off the clinical handover policy. If we go back into manage per policies and look at that policy again, you can see Grant signed off. Now, some practices find it easier to print a policy and put it on the staff room and get staff to sign out on that hard paper copy which they keep. And when that happens, the administrator can go in and indicate that those people have signed off the policy and record it there. So when that happens, part of the system records that the administrator has managed that, but you would do that on behalf of staff members. So it's a really great way of keeping track of staff sign-offs, so you can see who's read things and who hasn't. It's a great asset for everyone who's doing accreditation. Great idea.